Hi. For this practice interview, I am interviewing for a kindergarten teacher position. My goal is to use my experience in early childhood education, my work with preschool-age children, and my ongoing bachelor's degree in early childhood studies to support children's learning and development while building strong partnerships with families. The first question: what drew you to the early childhood profession? I personally chose early childhood education because working with young children during their most formative years feels deeply meaningful to me. And as I reflect on my childhood, I remember being young and in kindergarten, loving school and learning to love school and education because learning was made fun. And I always knew that I wanted to help people, but helping children and families, I didn't know about that until an opportunity walked my way. I think an environment where I can see kids gain confidence, build social emotional skills, and fall in love with learning is somewhere I want to be. Over time, as a preschool teacher, I have watched firsthand how these strong relationships and teaching strategies that fit children's developmental stages really shape their growth and their long-term success. So what happens in preschool and kindergarten is going to affect them for the rest of their lives. The National Association for the Education of Young Children and its standards make it clear that educators are supposed to ground everything in professional knowledge and ethical practice to help each child learn and grow. And that fits exactly with my own goal to build a safe, supportive, and lively classroom where every child feels like they can belong and succeed. The next question: what do you consider to be your chief responsibilities as an early childhood professional? I think my main responsibility as an early childhood professional is really threefold. So there's 3 different things I feel like go into it. Supporting each child's development, for 1. Building trusting relationships with families, 2. And creating a welcoming environment for everyone who comes into my classroom. That makes 3. Teachers in this field help children grow socially, emotionally, cognitively, physically, and in their language skills. And this occurs through both how we teach and how we interact with them every day. I also see it as my job to stand up for children and families and to act both ethically and professionally. The National Association for the Education of Young Children says that professionalism means always reflecting on your work, collaborating, and creating meaningful learning experiences, communicating openly with families, and keeping practices fresh so that every child gets the support they need. The third question: what is the role of collaboration in professional practice? Well, collaboration for me sits at the very soul, the heart of early childhood education, because children thrive when educators, families, and other professionals they may come across, like doctors and other people they might come across in whatever program they're in, like speech therapists. They all work together to help create an environment where every child is comfortable and safe. Strong teamwork helps teachers really understand the child, aka where they thrive, what challenges they face, their backgrounds, their needs, and more. So support stays strong both at home and school. That's very important because bridging that gap is going to help the children's comfortability. And according to Walden University Career Services Center, good communication and professionalism lay the foundation for these positive working relationships for, like I said, families, teachers, counselors, speech therapists, anybody who comes across a child in their care. In my everyday work, I aim and try to respect family perspectives, listen carefully to concerns, and regularly team up with my coworkers so that together we can help each child do their best regardless of ability. The fourth question: what strategies do you routinely utilize to ensure that you are critically reflecting on your own growth as an early childhood professional? So I personally make it a point to step back from the position I'm in and myself and examine my teaching, my interactions with children, and how I engage with both families and coworkers. I ask myself what's working, what needs improvement, and how I can adjust next time to better meet kids' needs. And I don't do this alone either. I have an amazing team that helps support me. I ask colleagues and supervisors for feedback. I seek out professional development when I can, so taking every learning opportunity possible. And I stay up to date on research and best practices in the field. So that means going to Head Start program and looking up rules and regulations, and if there's been any updates consistently. All of this reflection all comes together and helps me notice where I can stretch and grow and build my confidence as an educator. And as long as I stay open to feedback and new learning, I know I'll keep getting stronger and offering better support to children and their families. Because I myself am a growing teacher, and things like family engagement are very important to me, and I believe that's one of the most important things to making a child feel comfortable in the care of somewhere other than their home. The next question: briefly describe an issue that might be the focus of current or future advocacy efforts, and explain why advocacy is a hallmark of professionalism in the early childhood field. Well, expanding access to high-quality learning programs for all families is an issue that really needs ongoing advocacy, especially in my opinion. As of now, I work with families who are underprivileged and low income, and advocacy for these families and these programs so they stay free for families is very important. Many families still, even after all the programs that are available, can't find affordable childcare or struggle with limited resources. It's very challenging in the world right now, for some more than others, and the children deserve to get a chance even if their families struggle with finding them. Advocacy matters because early childhood professionals have a duty to support policies and ideas that actually improve life for kids and their families. The National Association for the Education of Young Children highlights that professionalism means advocating. So using our knowledge and ethical responsibilities to speak out for children, families, and our own field is vital to being a teacher, especially nowadays. Advocacy is foundational to our work. It shows our commitment to fairness, inclusion, and making real change actually happen. Personally, I think standing up for children and families, aka helping shape the policies in our programs and all around children, we need to shape ones that support healthy development and learning for every child, regardless of ability, culture, race, and beyond that. And this is one of the most important and rewarding parts as an educator. Thank you so much for your time.